There is the eternal problem with the people who follow Vedanta or believe in Vedantic philosophy, Vedanta philosophy. The popular adage is Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya Jiva Brahmaiva Na Aparaha. It is attributed to Shankaracharya, but it has not been told by Shankaracharya. This popular shloka, of course, it is popular among people who study philosophy. You may be wondering it is not popular, we have not heard it. But what is popular among people who study philosophy is that Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya Jiva Brahmaiva Na Aparaha. That this world is Brahman, this world is Mithya, this world is not true, and Brahman is alone true. What is Brahman? Brahman is the ultimate reality, and Jiva Brahmaiva Na Aparaha. The Jiva or the individual soul, we all are supposed to be Jivas. We are nothing but the ultimate reality. Once in an Indian university, a professor was teaching postmodernism, Western philosophy. The pillars of postmodernism is suspicion or skepticism. Actually, it is not even that. It is not having what we call meta-narratives or not believing in things like truth, goodness, aesthetics, etc. That is the pillar of postmodernism. And this professor was teaching that. And a student who was also a student of Indian philosophy. It is common in university courses to take up more than one philosophy. So this person was also studying Indian philosophy. So this boy or this young man said, "Sir, but what about the underlying reality?" Now this person was studying Vedanta. So in Vedanta there has to be an underlying reality, a reality which is the basis of everything. So immediately, without losing a moment, this professor, he looked under the table. So there is a table for professor. He said, "But I can't see any underlying reality." So there is no reality which is underlying. Similarly, we see that Jiva, we all go, at least once in a day we go in front of the mirror. That is the basic minimum. Or if people are decent, they should at least go in front of the mirror every time they want to encounter somebody, they go in front of the mirror and decorate themselves and all that. So that is Jiva. So what is Jiva? This body, this dress is Jiva. Whoever talked about Jiva Brahma, or not Brahma means not that four-faced God, but the ultimate reality. We never even think of Jiva being the ultimate reality. So what is this whole talk about Jiva being ultimate reality? And not only that, na apara, it is not anything else. It is the ultimate reality. It is not anything else. And Jagat Mithya, this world, this phenomenal world, this world of whatever name and form and different kinds of various kinds of things in this world, it is all but false. It is all mithya. So this is the eternal conflict with people who believe in Vedanta. Sometimes they themselves are in conflict. And with other people. You say, you see so many people, okay, and you talk to so many people, and suddenly you say that this is all false. What is this? How can this be false? It is very much real. It is very much concrete. So how do you say that it is false? And in contrast to this, or in seeming contrast to this, Turiyanandaji, who was the monastic disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, one of the monastic disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, he, before his passing away in Kashi, he told Brahma Satya Jagat Satya. He did not say Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. He said the Brahman is true and this world is also true. So what does he mean? He means that Brahman is true, the ultimate reality is true, and the world as we see it is false, but world in its essence is true. So again we have to go back to the classical example of snake and rope. In Vedanta, the snake and rope you have to understand. If you don't understand snake and rope, you cannot understand Vedanta. What is snake and rope? There is a dark room, and in that dark room a coiled rope has been kept, and because it is dark, you stumble upon that coiled rope and mistake it to be snake. So whenever you mistake it to be snake, automatically you start sweating, you feel afraid, you want to run away from that place, there is a lathi there, so you search for a lathi or a stick so that you can drive away that snake. You start repeating all kinds of mantras. You may also search for carbolic acid, etc. All that because of that coiled rope. All the while you are thinking that coiled rope to be snake. But is there any snake? There is no snake. But is there nothing? No, there is something. There is this coiled rope. If there were nothing, you would not have got this fear. But there is coiled rope, and that is why you feel sweat. Your sweat is real, your fear is real, all your attempts to run away or to drive away this snake is real. They are not false. Means you cannot simply say that it never existed. It is not possible. If somebody says, if you say that I saw a flower in the sky, that is the classical example given. You saw flower in the sky. Akasha Kusuma, they say in Sanskrit. So if you see flower in the sky, that means you didn't have proper sleep, or you had overdose of spirituality. You know what is spirituality, right? One Swami Ranganathanandaji, he was in the city of Glasgow. Now Glasgow is famous for many things. There is a university there. So he had gone there to give a talk in that university. And he was traveling, or he was riding in a car with his friend who was driving the car. And they entered Glasgow, and then they found this person who was walking by the road. And they asked, "Sir, can you show us the way to University of Glasgow?" He said, yes, I can show. Then they took him inside the car, and they went around and round for half an hour, and reached exactly the same spot from where they had picked this person. So they said, "But sir, this is the same place where from we picked you." He said, yes, I will show you University of Glasgow. Then they realized that this person was spiritual. That means spirit had gone inside him. So he was a spiritual person. So he was constantly going in circles and circles. So if you have to see flower in sky, either you are mad, or you didn't have sleep properly, or you are spiritual. That is, spirit has gone inside you. Either way, it is not going to be a possibility. Somebody says that rabbit hair has got horns, shashashringa. That is also impossibility. Hair cannot have horns. And also some type of people, they cannot be intelligent. So that is also an impossibility. All these things are impossibility. So if you are about to say that, you see, this is what is this is happening. So, or you say that in India, I call somebody at 5 o'clock, and apart from the military and Ramakrishna mission, somebody came at 5 o'clock, that is also going to be an impossibility. It never happens. So, anyway, all these things are impossible. So, similarly, it is an impossibility to say, it is not an impossibility like this flower in the sky, that all these things are existing. That when you saw the rope and mistook it for a snake, you sweated. You did sweat. That is not completely impossible. That did happen. That fear did come. So, why did it come? Because if that was completely Jagat Mithya, then nothing should have happened, right? No, it is not Mithya totally. It is Mithya as you saw it. In the form of snake, it was false, but in the form of rope, it is true. The other question which people ask is, oh Swamiji or other people, they say, oh, you have no other work, so you are telling that this world is unreal, but when we touch this table or when we touch the floor, it feels so real. Why does it feel so real? Because it is real. It feels so real because it is real, but not as a table or the floor. It is real in the form of or in as consciousness. And it is real as consciousness. So that is why it feels so solid or so real or so concrete. But only thing is, we are seeing it the wrong way. We are seeing wrongly. We are seeing it as an optical illusion. So this is the crux of Vedanta, and it has been so beautifully put in this 109th verse of Vivekachudamani by Shankaracharya. The idea is that this Maya or this Avidya or this Jagat, this phenomenal universe, we cannot say that it does not exist. It does exist, but we cannot say that it is the reality. It is not the reality. So that he says, Sannapi asannapi ubhayatmikano, bhinnapi abhinnapi ubhayatmikano, Sangapi anangapi, Sangapi anangahi ubhayatmikano, Maha adbhuta anirvachaniya rupa. So it is Sat na api, Asat na api. It is neither Sat. Sat means that which exists. And it is neither Asat. It is neither that which does not exist. So it is not that this avidya or this ignorance does not exist. It exists. Maya, it exists. But it is something which is not ultimate reality. So when you are traveling on a road, on the tar, if it is sunny afternoon, on the tar you see water. Now desert example is a bit not so applicable, because how many people travel in desert, no? So, but everybody travels on highway. So we see that in the distance we feel that there is water. But if you go there, is there water? No. There is no water. So it is an optical illusion. It's an optical illusion. So like that, there are so many optical illusions. Like this 3D films. You feel that something is there, but is there anything? Nothing. It's just an optical illusion which is created. So similarly, it appears as though it exists, this whole world, but it doesn't exist. But it appears that it doesn't exist, but at the same time it exists in a different form. So Sat api, Asat api, Ubhayatmikano, and it has both. Sri Ramakrishna says, we don't know what is God. It is Sakar, Nirakar, Aro Kotokichu. He did not stop there. He says, God is with form, without form, and even many other things. What are those many other things? God only knows. And also, Bhinnapi Abhinnapi Ubhayatmikano. So, what is the characteristic of ignorance? Differentiation. Differentiation. Sri Ramakrishna himself says that Anekar Gyan or Gyan. Ekar Gyan, Gyan. Means if you know the knowledge of unity or the knowledge of convergence is knowledge. So in higher physics also, particle physics or quantum physics, etc., the more you go to the fewer and fewer forces of nature, that leads to the higher knowledge. So that was the question asked by Einstein. What was the question asked by Einstein? The same question which was asked by sage in the Upanishad. Kasminnu Bhagavan Vijñate Sarvamidam Vijñatam Bhavitum. Mane, meaning that what is that one thing, sir, knowing which all this in this universe is known. And what was the question asked by Einstein? Give me that one force which explains the four forces of universe. So he wanted to know that one force which will explain all the forces of this universe. So there are four forces, and now we are converging. Slowly we have come to three forces, then we want to come to one force which will be the answer to all the universe, all the forces in the universe. So that is called grand unified field theory. And now that means what? Whenever you go towards knowledge, you go towards convergence. You go towards the knowledge of one thing. And whenever you go towards ignorance, it is going towards divergence, going towards the knowledge of so many things. So it is not actually knowledge, it is ignorance. The first thing that we think of ignorance is that we actually corrupt a baby in the name of education and put different layers of ignorance in that baby. So a baby does not know who is mine and who is not mine. But then we infuse this into the baby's mind. Baby may know only about the mother, but we infuse it in baby's mind that this is yours, this is others, this does not belong to you, this does not belong to them, etc. So differentiation. So here Shankaracharya says that ignorance or Maya appears to be different, bhinna api and abhinna api. It also appears to be non-different, because Maya will not be there if there is no true reality. A car cannot travel just like that. There should be something, there should be some basis. Road should be there. Only then the car can travel. Suppose you put a car on a conveyor belt and the conveyor belt is going on the opposite direction and the car is going on the other direction. What will happen? Nothing will happen. The car will stand in the same place. Car will stand on the same place. It will not go anywhere. So for motion to happen, the surface has to be stationary. Similarly, even for ignorance to take place, there should be some reality. Without reality, no ignorance can take place. Even magicians cannot perform their art of a sleight or all that magic if they don't have a particular setup. So some setup is necessary, some kind of paraphernalia is necessary, and both are there. These both the properties of being different and not being different is there in Maya, in ignorance. Then he says, then also Sangha api Ananga hi. It appears to have parts. Ignorance, this world, appears to have different parts. At the same time, it does not have any part. It is all one. So what? Maha Adbhuta Anirvachaniya Rupa. This is Anirvachaniya. Maya is what? We cannot tell about it. We cannot tell about it. We cannot describe about it. And we cannot say when ignorance started. It is difficult for us to say when it started. It has no beginning. If this world is because of ignorance, and if by coming into this world we are suffering, then why did it all start? What is the point Like, why did we all start suffering? Swamiji in Jnana Yoga gives an example. A person went into a school was going on, and a school inspector went to the school. So you all know the joke, no? About Rama's bow and the school inspector. It's a very old joke, very common joke. You all know that, right? No, this the Shiva's bow and the school inspector. Huh. So the school inspector went to the school, and then asked a person, a boy, then tell me who broke Shiva's bow. And then he said, oh, no, no, I did not do. Then the other fellow said, no, no, sir, whatever happens in this class, this fellow only does. So he only has broken. You catch him. So he caught up and said, no, sir, I did not break. Then the teacher was asked, and he said, sir, what can we do? I will also put some money, and we will take contribution from all the class members. And then we finally, mitmat, hum kar denge isko. We will take care of it. So please don't worry. Whoever has broken it, we will make good. Then the inspector was completely upset. He went to the principal, and the principal says, sir, see, please don't do anything. Now I have to, it is just, I am going to retire. So I don't want to have a blot in my career. So I will myself pay money, whatever. Don't take this anywhere else. Okay. So this is what. So this is how the whole thing is created, you see. So it is most wonderful, anirvachaniya. And so Swamiji says, it is Maya. It is what? We cannot describe it in words. So now, similarly, he talks about another school inspector in Jnana Yoga lectures who went to a school to inspect and asked a class, why doesn't the earth fall somewhere? Question is, earth is there and all the planets are there, so they are all, so he wanted to know about gravitational force or something. So he was asking this question, why doesn't it fall down? Then immediately a girl asked a counter question, sir, where will it fall to? In space, where will it fall to? There is nothing to fall to. So that is the intelligent question. So similarly, this Maya, if we say, why did this ignorance come, etc., etc. So where would it come from? Or why would it start? So we don't know about the beginning of ignorance, but we do know that it will end. So Anirvachaniya Rupa, a beautiful thing which in Jnana Yoga Swamiji says is that Maya is nothing but a statement of facts. Maya is nothing but a statement of facts. What happens, that is Maya. What is happening is Maya. So that is why many people, they will say, Sab Maya hai, Sab Maya. They will tell that and keep on doing all kinds of foolish things. They will not have in the least bit of realization, but anyway, they will say. I know of a person who used to take food. After having a full, complete meal, he used to come out and say, "Hey, shorita thakbe na, bujle." Means this body will not last. So while he is taking, he is not thinking about that. After everything is over, it's like there was this bride and bridegroom. They were sitting. You know, Indian marriages can be tough. It can be really tough. And in some parts of India, it can be really, really tough. Tough in the sense, the bride and the bridegroom, they will be asked to get up like some unhumanly hour, something like 2 o'clock in the night and all that. And since then, marriage things will be going on and on and on. And night, 10 o'clock also it is going on. So finally this Havan Tavan has to go on, etc. So the Havan was going on. And Pandit ji said, अच्छा अभी इसको आप हवन कुंड में डालिए और बोलिए स्वाहा. So this fellow got totally hungry, means he could not control it anymore, and he saw those laddus in front of him. He took one, put it in his mouth and said aha. Instead of saying swaha, he said aha. So like that it all happens, and then we say is of Maya. So Swamiji says that this is all statement of facts. We cannot explain it. It is just happening because of ignorance. So what is this Anirvachaniya Rupa? It is wonderful in one sense that the ultimate truth is also known to be Anirvachaniya. The ultimate truth also is known to be something which cannot be described. Na tatra vag gacchati. It is told in the Upanishads that their words don't reach or travel. And ignorance is also Anirvachaniya Rupa. Ignorance or Maya cannot also be described. Why? Because it is, ignorance is nothing but the other side of the same coin. The ultimate reality is Maya, or this universe comes. If you add ignorance to Brahman, this universe comes. If you remove ignorance, universe also will go away. So Brahman plus, or the ultimate truth plus ignorance, is this universe. And that comes because of that, and so it will go away. So that is called Anirvachaniya Rupa. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat.